Jesus, saw a man blind from birth, and his disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? See, back then, if you had a handicap of any kind, they believed that that was punishment, that was sin, and that was most of them believed that that was the sin of the parents that is carried on to the next generation. So that's why his disciples asked Jesus that question, and Jesus answered, it was not that this man sinned or his parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Don't you find that interesting about what I just gave you, that testimony from the blind man? That even when someone is blind, they can still see light. So I think Jesus, they didn't understand it, but it's so cool. I like to make a connection here that Jesus is not just talking about like physical blindness. I'm going to bring light to this man. I'm also going to bring spiritual light to this man because he's living in darkness. Let's keep reading. And then, this is so cool to me, in verse 6 through 12. Having said these things, he spit on the ground and made mud with saliva. Then he anointed the man's eyes with the mud and said to him, go wash in the pool of Siloam. Now let's stop right there for a second. Jesus healed people in a lot of different ways, right? Sometimes, like the centurion who came to Jesus, that Jesus said had more faith than anybody he had seen in Israel, and just said, Lord, you don't have to come to my house. You don't have to come to my house. You just say the word, okay? So he could do it like that. He could do it like, hey, I want you to go wash in the pool. And he made mud here, okay? So basically, he's doing a mud facial on this blind beggar, okay? A mud facial, all right? So he's doing this, and you got to think, that might sound a little crazy to you, right? Like, you don't know this guy. You've heard about him. This blind beggar, let's think like him for a second. But he's what? He's desperate. Have you ever been in a point of utter desperation that you're willing to try and do anything to make it? That's where this blind man was. I don't know this guy, but I've heard a lot of great things about him, and he's telling me to do this. I'm going to do it. So he does it. And he goes and washes later. The neighbors and those who had seen him before as a beggar were saying, because look, don't miss this part. So he went and washed and came back seeing. So imagine, so it doesn't really, Scripture doesn't go into the unbridled joy that had to take place. Can you imagine